So guys, selamat datang kepada podcast baru yang dibuat oleh Info Muda. Kita so far sekarang tak ada lagi nama untuk podcast ni. So for now, kita akan panggil The Podcast. So saya adalah host podcast ni. Nama saya Abolqaz Bin Anuar. Saya adalah sebahagian daripada penerangan muda dan juga penerangan muda Selangor. So kalau korang tengok yang dekat Twitter tu, yang admin Twitter, admin yang bila mengarut tu, that is me. Antara banyak-banyak admin dalam penerangan muda. And also my co-host is Dhiva from Wilayah.
Hi everybody, nama saya Dhiva. So it's very short. It's not a problem to pronounce it. I've been with Muda Wilayah for a while now, and basically dekat dalam Muda Wilayah, a part of program development that has been led by Azam, and also I work very closely with the entire leadership line, and I think this is a very good opportunity to be one of the co-hosts for the podcast because we are looking into everything on a different perspective.
Dia punya format untuk podcast ni macam ni. We will do a podcast on issues, and every episode or every next episode kita akan ada different guests. So our first guest today is Shahrizal Denci. Nah, Shahrizal Denci is salah satu sponsor muda ataupun founder muda daripada Sabah. Dia legend because kita tak pernah nampak Shahrizal Denci lagi. Semua yang lain, penaja-penaja lain semua kita dah nampak. But Shahrizal kita tak pernah nampak. So kalau kita dengar Shahrizal, kita akan teringat Modern Farmer. So selamat datang Shahrizal Denci.
Hi, Abol and Dhiva.
Hi.
Like your name lah, Dhiva.
Ya, aku perasan Dhiva.
Gila nama Dhiva.
Yes.
Saya Shahrizal Denci, one of the co-founder. Saya punya daily job is doing farming, agriculture. We have a small land lah, I think around 20 acre. And then we convert it to kind of like macam kami tanam cabbage, tomato, lettuce. I think 20 type of vegetables. We do,
Nice.
Yeah, we do hydroponics. We do fertigation. Yeah, we supply to hypermarkets.
Nice.
Supply to KFC.
Serious lah?
Wow. Actually, just now bila dapat tahu your name, I went and did a little bit of research about you. I got to know banyak benda, like for example, if I'm not mistaken, you study for engineering, and then what made you choose agriculture after that?
Previously, I was engineer in Infinite Technology, Sdn Bhd. It was semiconductor company. Dia buat mostly chip lah for cars macam BMW, Merc, and a lot of kind of microchip. And then after 3 years, I think working with the German company, it's kind of like macam become berulang lah the apa tu kau punya daily life.
Routine lah.
Yeah, it become routine. So macam I was like, I think I should try something else lah. So I bought a one-way ticket lah to apa kampung halaman. It's kind of tough lah because I have a good relation with my boss. It's kind of like take me 2 or 3 weeks to explain to my boss that I want to resign. And then my boss said, if let's say you not make it in Sabah, you can always come back to Penang lah. So I take a one-way ticket and then I start a small farm. I thought it easy. Then turned out it's not easy.
But then what inspired you to make such a big decision to leave a job and the boss that you like, and then you come to Sabah and you start something that you was actually not so familiar? Were you familiar with agriculture before you went for your studies or anything?
Yeah, I'm familiar because my father is a farmer. So I learned,
okay.
I think,
So it's a family.
Yeah. But then what made me really want to go back, because I want to contribute something to the society lah. I want to create job. I have a big dreams lah to kind of like macam prove to people that agriculture is cool, because all the time people kind of have a bad macam perspective lah on agriculture. Macam people always said agriculture is a tough job, hard job lah, kotor lah. So I want to make it cool lah. And I want to hire more talent from local, and then that's where I kind of like macam willing to move forward in agriculture.
Wait, bila orang cakap macam farming kan, orang cakap it's like macam kerja orang kampung, it doesn't make much money. Is that true? Macam boleh can you sustain yourself dengan farming?
Yeah. Actually banyak orang punya stigma lah. Mereka selalu anggap yang kalau kita buat agriculture ni macam kerja orang kampung kan. Tapi sebenarnya kalau kita manage bagus-bagus, kita actually salah satu kelemahan kebanyakan petani-petani tradisional adalah mereka tidak memahami pengurusan perniagaan tu, dan juga macam mana struktur satu syarikat tu. They don't treat like a business lah, their farm. Dia tanam, and then after dia tanam tu dia just harvest, and then lepas tu tak ada continuity. So kita orang buat planning, kita buat blog, kita buat macam timeline on when we can harvest, and then when it sambung lagi tanam. So and then we have our macam before it grow, we already deal with customer so that we can macam waktu ni kami ada begini expectation punya volume, can you take it? So they said boleh. Lepas tu kami dah buat deal sebelum benda tu harvest. So there's a lot of technique lah, but they don't realize most of it. Yang kelemahan kita punya local farmers adalah planning lah. So that's the biggest problem lah, I think.
So you bila orang cakap modern farmer, bila orang cakap you are a modern farmer, tu kira you ada a bit more planning dengan, do you technology ada kena mengena, do you use technology dalam farming ni?
Yeah, we try to use like for example kami guna macam teknik hydroponics kan. So it's kind of like macam new lah in Kundasang, sebab kita orang tanam atas air. I learned it from Cameron Highland. When I go to Cameron Highland, I saw people macam doing it. So I said, hey, why don't I do it in Kundasang? So I learned, and then the technique, and then actually it's kind of like macam jimat a lot compared to bila kau tanam di tanah. Bila kau tanam di tanah ni, kau kena kami kena guna baja, and then we cannot calculate the precisely the amount of fertilizer that you use if you in tanah. You just agak-agak like that kan. But if you use a technique like fertigation and hydroponic, you can actually manage the fertilizer, and also you don't use a chemical to pesticide for your crop. So it's healthy. It's more healthy, and it's more healthier. Yeah, the volume is more bigger in a small space. Yeah, in a small space compared to when we do a traditional way in the soil. There's a lot of pests we need to control. We need to use pesticide. So it's not really healthy compared to when we apply certain kind of technology lah.
So I'm sure it saves a lot of time and also a lot of labor works also, right? This hydroponic.
Yeah, it saves a lot. Yeah, I give you a comparison. For example, like I only for like our tomato using fertigation only can I think half an acre. It can produce to like 10 ton per month compared to we use 2 acre of land yang kami tanam in soil, because the precision ketepatan tu. I'm not good in pronouncing S.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
Lepas tu dia punya ketepatan bacaan tu kan, macam tu lah, dia macam lebih accurate kalau dibandingkan bila kita buat kerja-kerja tradisional ni.
Traditional.
Yeah, but actually
Okay.
traditional way of farming pun bagus juga kalau kita ada planning yang betul lah. So most of our traditional farmers in Kundasang, dorang tanam pakai cangkul, kesian lah macam there's a lot of way that we can, other than kami boleh jadi macam apa tu bagi job opportunity to people, kami pun boleh educate people on new skills lah macam tu. Kami start pakai mesin, jadi dorang pun macam start, macam mana kamu buat macam ni. So ada farmers pun boleh belajar lah macam tu.
Macam if I remember lah, hydroponic masa dekat I think darjah 4 kot. Dia orang suruh buat hydroponic, I tak pernah jadi. My hydroponic selalu mati. So is that so I tengok you punya Facebook that you doing a workshop for petani-petani. Is that one of it? Macam you ajar macam mana nak buat the things that you do?
Yeah, we taught people for free. Because I believe that it's not easy for us to build all the system. So why don't we make it easier for people? So, but sometimes bila kita make it easier for people take it for granted lah. Diorang macam gitu je lah, relax. Tapi actually there is a certain SOP lah. Macam contoh Abul buat kan, tak jadi. Sebab ada certain SOP yang kamu kena pelajari lah. Sebab kalau macam kami punya staff di sini yang even yang budak LI pun, dia orang baru dalam 1-2 minggu LI, they just follow the SOP, then dia dah boleh buat dah. Yeah, actually very very simple punya SOP lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So macam mana you go from farming? Macam mana? What? Okay, before we go into that, later I nak tanya pasal how do you get into politics. Tapi let's macam cuba you sharekan kepada kita one of your worst experience lah masa you first start. Mesti ada. Like one of your worst experience as a farmer lah.
Yeah, maybe any objection ke, any setback macam tu.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's true. Memang waktu tu especially society lah, macam saya cakap tadi, stigma. Actually bukan sejak parents tapi all the family members lah. Orang cakap, why you guys want to, because I always bring my brother lah with me. I said, mama saya cakap lah, dia bilang, kenapa kena saya bagi sekolah tinggi-tinggi kan, lepas tu mau pergi berkebun ni kan kerja bapak kau, dia bilang. If you have better education, you should go for something yang office like punya job lah, dia cakap. So but the thing is, I just want to be like macam free in the,
you want to have freedom lah.
Freedom, and then hijau kan, and then it's kind of like macam laid back and comforting lah in Kundasang. Yeah, the view is nice. So macam malas lah pergi hiruk pikuk kota kan. Lepas tu bapak cakap, this is not your job, this is for there's a lot of stigma lah. And then sometimes mak saya cakap, kalau boleh lah anak-anak saya ni pergi office pakai necktie, pakai baju kemeja. So sometimes I go to the farm using a necktie and
wow, that's amazing.
Because I said outfit is only attire bah, kan?
Yeah.
So outfit is only attire ma. I can use a necktie, go to farm. Probably it will sangkut in pokok tomato or whatever, but it's just an attire. So I just want to prove that you can have a different way of kerjaya lah, different.
As long as you are passionate about it. Kalau sudah suka, tak kisah apa kerja pun mesti suka buat.
Yeah. To be honest, I like the view of Mount Kinabalu last time. I was it takes me macam 3 years in Semenanjung. I take it for granted by the view.
Admire.
I go to Penang. I like Penang a lot because of the historical punya buildings. I like to enjoy the beach. But then when after the 3 years, then only I realized one day I drive around in Kundasang with my truck. Then I see, wow, the view is so nice. Why I never appreciate it before lah. So why don't I go back here then do something lah. So something like that lah.
Shahrizal Denci ni peminat lagu Zainal Abidin ni, hijau. So you telling me stigma, tak faham how come your dad farmer, dia ada stigma on being a farmer juga. They don't want you to, dia macam tak nak anak dia jadi farmer juga ke apa?
Yeah, something like that lah. Mungkin sebab farmer ni kerja yang macam kotor bagi dia lah. Lepas tu kerja ni macam penat, begitu. Tapi on my opinion, kalau dari kita aja macam mana nak manage kan, saya tak pernah juga kotor-kotor sangat pun begitu. So lagipun buat kerja di office dulu waktu saya buat software engineer, banyak sit down macam bila saya fikirkan tu macam tidak sehat lah. So I want to do something yang ada physical job sikit lah. So that's the thing lah. But of course macam parents kan, bila dia bagi sekolah, dia expect dia punya kids to work yang macam steady job lah. Sebab agriculture ni, to be honest, dia macam business ni dia tak stable lah. So parents especially in macam Bumi Putra punya community, diorang mau dia expect dia punya children tu pergi kerja macam government ataupun something yang steady lah for them. So so itu that's the thing lah, that's the stigma. So they always pandang macam farmer macam itulah.
I think it's more like as a parents, they have been through the struggle of being a farmer, but even though we have passion for that, they feel like, oh, you are educated, you are in a modern living society, and also now that it's Gen Z already, so they feel like, oh, you should be in corporate world, or more like they set an expectation on how their kids want to be kan. So I think a lot of them outside there, they cannot pursue with their passion. It's about they want to fulfill their parents' dreams, you know.
Aku terasa. Kita semua kita semua terasa kat sini.
tapi it still depends. Sometimes parents are most of the parents nowadays very supportive, but sometimes they set an expectation, but that's okay. I think as long as you love what you are doing and kerja tu buat dengan seikhlas hati, I think nothing is wrong, and as long as it's a legal job.
Dah jadi deep dah podcast ni, macam jejak kasih dah.
After few years, my parents see the progress, so I said,
they were
not
happy.
Not bad, you guys. Something like that.
So that's what
So they become very supportive lah. Then they become so proud. They become so proud lah. Hey, look, my son, a farmer. Last time,
and he's like a modern farmer.
Modern farmer. They do this thing. So 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 at least I can change the perception from my parents, and then from them I can change the family punya
the society
keluarga,
as well.
Saudara, and then from saudara I can change the perception of this society lah, the stigma. That's the purpose lah. It's not really my purpose is to become like super duper rich or whatever. I just macam saya punya purpose to change the society punya stigma.
And then plus you confirm dapat apa, discount daripada KFC kan, sponsor supply kat KFC. So
always got coupon lah.
So sekarang we go into politics. How do you go from being a farmer to penaja muda? That must be a story.
Yeah, that's kind of macam long story juga, because previously I was during the warisan punya government, macam to be honest, I'm quite close to Datuk Jun Suong, the ex-Ministry of Agriculture. So I always macam give him some kind of like macam advice lah, especially on agriculture. So he kind of like orang yang rajin. So dia selalu macam dengar, oh like that lah. So I give my opinion lah, because come from a macam small farm, then lepas tu dapat jadi macam bigger supplier kan. Jadi my experience kan, through that process I can share to him lah, so that he can have a good policy lah. So dia selalu call, kami selalu hang out. So after that tu macam one day in our kampung, to be honest with you, kami punya tempat farm tu tiada electricity. So I request for him lah, because there's a lot of farmers here, we don't have electricity. So he said, give me some time. He call Datuk Sri Syafiq Abdal. Datuk Sri Abdal come and see the place, and then he said, wow, quite amazing that you guys do here. It's shame that you guys don't have infrastructure. So I will give you infrastructure. He approved a road and also infrastructure, a better road. So I'm kind of like macam ada hope lah to see agriculture in my place tu kan, dia bertambah maju lah. So what happened is that after the following week, after I think 2 weeks after that, then there's a lot of political punya disturbance lah, kekacauan politik di Sabah kan, dan lompat sana lompat sini. So I was like frustrated lah, because I was thinking that yang kalau lah infra tu datang, how many people can dapat dia punya manfaat. But because of the greed of some politician, diorang lompat sana lompat sini lompat sana. To be honest, before this I never bother about politics lah. So bila diorang lompat sana lompat sini, then and it affect a lot of people in my kampung bah, and a lot of people losing their job and so on. Then lepas tu saya macam fikir this I need to do something lah about this. So when I bring my frustration, and then I met Mutalib, then Mutalib bring me to meet Sadiq. So I bring that macam that energy lah, energy yang macam marah tu kan, that anger, then I luahkan sama YB Sadiq. So this is what happened. So he said, is it a go for you if we start a new political party? So I said, and then to be honest, I'm kind of like inspired lah when YB Sadiq give his explanation, and then I think he's, to be honest, he kind of person yang speak from the heart lah. So when he speak from the heart, I think that thing kan macam dia bergetar juga lah di jiwa saya. I think that time he mentioned about something new, some youth-led political party. So yeah, so I don't know why that time I was thinking that this guy really talk some point lah, macam dia cakap betul-betul kena di hati lah. So I was like, okay, let's go, we do this political party. So macam tu lah, so we all out lah.
Okay. Before this, you memang tak pernah ada experience maybe in NGO ke anything ke? Just baru everything is new for you ke?
Yeah, everything is new, but of course NGO, but not really. I have a macam association, the my farm punya association here, I involved, but not really playing a big role lah. I just macam usually they take my point lah, because we are start from small and then people see our progress kan. So yeah, and then waktu tu I never bother to really macam into really in certain organization lah, especially politics. Tapi what happened is that what happened yang di Sabah tu kan really macam change my things on politics lah. I starting to realize that yang everything us is a political entity bah. And then if we don't make a stand or do something about it, then this country kan will collapse bah. So macam I think we need to involve something, because I don't know why, I just feel I need to do something. So when I talk to a few friends, I talked to Mutalib. So Mutalib said, hey, come lah to KL, we talk about it. So I went to KL, and then a few times I went to KL, then pulang balik. Then when I met YB Sadiq, and then I think the way he explained the things kan, I can see the sincerity lah. Macam this kids, I think he's younger than me, so I was like, this kid really talk something.
He's younger than me too. Oh, so he's younger than all of us lah. Okay, now.
Okay, I think he got a good heart. So lepas tu when we start there's a lot of challenge lah. We went to ROS, and then in ROS also they don't allow us to go in. So there's a lot of macam cabaran lah. So then only I realize lah, macam saya saudara kan, bukan senang pula buat benda ni kan. Tapi never mind lah, kita sudah buat benda tu kan, we need to keep on going lah. So yeah, so it's not easy. And then some more went back to Sabah alone, and then I set up MUDA Sabah alone. So yeah, I talked to a lot of NGO. Before this, I never bothered to talk with
Ngaji,
an
yes.
NGO, but I take Syed Saddiq as a role model lah. He talk from the heart, so I also talk from my heart lah.
Hard,
So I go to meet a few people. There's a lot of question they ask, and saya pun waktu tu, I'm just a farmer to be honest, from a rural area. So when you go to a city, you meet a lot of brilliant kids in the city, lawyers lah, professional, and then I have to macam terpaksa explain dengan orang what is MUDA, what is apa yang kami fight for. Then dia tanya pasal Sabah rights, a lot of thing that I take note lah. And then yang bagusnya tu ada banyak orang terima lah MUDA punya konsep ni. And then until now MUDA Sabah become kan macam bigger and bigger lah macam tu. So mula-mula tu memang tough, tapi I just keep going lah. And then kawan-kawan pun dari Semenanjung macam YB Saddiq dengan Mira ada datang, Mutalib pun ada datang. Dia pergi farm, dia orang pergi campaign for last election, and then from there lah, dia orang pun quite helping lah. Tapi lepas tu I met other few members macam Warrens. Warrens is the last person lah to join because he kind of like macam try to avoid himself from politics, but when bila saya selalu turun ke Kota Kinabalu, saya selalu lepak rumah dia, I talk about MUDA a lot to him. So I said, never mind, I help you, starting from help then become
partnership
partner and become one of the jawatan executive negeri lah.
Banyak kat Mutalib ni, banyak kali pergi Sabah. Takutlah aku nak cakap semua Mutalib. So what are the things yang macam dekat Sabah I heard that politics kat sana lain. Macam they orang kata is different from Semenanjung. Maybe you can explain to me dengan Dhiva because kita both daripada Semenanjung. Apa yang beza?
There's a lot of thing lah di sini. Ada, to be honest, di sini kan dia ada banyak gila political party. Dia ada I think more than 30, I don't know. Even kalau macam election pun in one parliament kita boleh dapat sampai 9-10 penjuru. Even in certain macam satu coalition tu, macam Perikatan Nasional dengan Barisan Nasional pun boleh bersaing sesama mereka, macam tu. Jadi dia ada banyak gila political party di Sabah, and then they always play the sentiment of Sabah for Sabahan, and also for kind of like macam race based begitu. Even though Sabahan is very multiracial and very macam united when we go makan or family, because we are macam different race and different religion in one family. Tapi when it come to politics, it divided. Sebab contoh macam I drop a name lah. For example, Parti, mereka ni memang fokus kepada bahagian Keningau, Tambunan dan juga Ranau lah, for example, Liawan apa semualah Keningau. So dorang ni akan main sentimen orang sebelah pantai timur tu adalah orang pendatang asing. Mereka tu pendatang asing. Mereka tu pendatang. Kamilah orang lokal. Kamilah indigenous di sini. Kamilah apa orang panggil pribumi. So mereka mainkan sentimen tu, so dorang menang juga. So dorang akan menang di dua tempat tu je. Tapi they're playing a big role in become the kingmaker lah, because they always win on that place like Tambunan and Keningau. So in other places pula dorang UMNO akan cater the Muslim voters. They say we are the Muslim voters. We are pejuang Islam, pejuang bla bla bla. We are Malay begitu. So in Pantai Timur was kena control oleh UMNO. In pedalaman was controlled by STA and PBS. So we are so divided in politics lah in Sabah. So they're playing a divide and rule, but all this political party is under one payung. Di bawah satu payung, Barisan Nasional atau Perikatan Nasional. So they're really good in dividing Sabahan lah. They divide us to between me and them and whoever, I don't know, something like that. So bila benda tu berlaku kan, Sabah jadi ketinggalan lah, sebab bila mereka ambil balik Sabah, banyak benda macam tidak diberikan lah untuk Sabah begitu. So itulah antara politik Sabah ni memang complicated. Lebih complicated daripada Sarawak, lebih complicated daripada apa yang ada di Semenanjung. Sebab di Semenanjung kita boleh lihat ada
Very straightforward.
very straightforward. Ada PH ataupun non PH ataupun PN ataupun mungkin ada BN lepas ni tak tahu. Tapi di Sabah ni dia sangat complicated and it's very individualistic. For example macam dia ni anak siapa, dia akan orang tu akan vote, especially in KDM area. It's not really in macam based on what is your ideology, on what is your fight for. Nobody ask about it. The only thing they ask is siapa punya anak tu, dia punya family besar kah, macam tu. Lepas tu bapak dia dulu ada sumbangan kah kepada kampung kita, something macam tu. Orang tidak tengok somebody yang from a small family macam tu. It's very macam
the impression sudah set as it is like a nepotism kind of thing lah, kan. Like siapa punya keturunan, siapa punya family member.
But, so that's why you see in Sabah even the bebas pun can win election. In Semenanjung you hardly see lah a bebas candidate can win an election. Tapi kalau di Sabah sometimes you see a bebas punya candidate pun boleh menang juga. And then it's a lot of money going lah. I mean to be honest with you, in Sabah punya politik ni memang banyak gila pakai wang. Sebab to be honest, if I bring warrants to one of the place lah, there's from Kampung Karagasan to Kampung Gusi in Ranau, only 17 kilometers. It take us 4 hours to reach to Kampung Gusi to help the kids lah. We bring bantuan balik sekolah punya barang-barang kan. And then I told warrants lah, these people kan they don't have access to information, to internet, to to a lot of infra. So imagine if somebody come and give them few hundred. And then of course they will vote for that person because that few hundred is food on the table for them. So itulah why Sabah ni lambat lah proses dia untuk terima anu. So that's the thing lah. And also I think this is good lah. Before this I think Muda Wilayah they met MS63 punya infographic. I think it's very good. Tapi it's not really tak berapa tepat. I think we can correct it. Tapi I think it's very good. Sebab people need to realize yang Sabah is actually salah satu daripada 3 entity yang membentuk Malaysia. I mean last time we got Singapore, Sabah, Sarawak and Semenanjung Malaysia. Tapi bila I don't know what it is to be exact.
76.
76 Sabah diturunkan kepada one of the state in federation. So the distribution of wealth for Sabah and also we lost our continental shelf. So itu yang macam Sabah ni macam dia punya peruntukan kurang kalau dibanding dengan negeri yang besar kan. So that's what happened lah for Sabah. So the distribution of wealth kan between actually not only for Sabah. When I study, saya selalu jalan-jalan in Semenanjung pun there are place yang sangat daif lah dia punya tempat. So I think in Malaysia lah, I mean our distribution
generally
of wealth kan, it's not equal. That's why you see kan now because of our too centric, our punya pembangunan ekonomi paling besar di Selangor. So the population in Selangor is so compact. So that's why the COVID in Selangor lampau tinggi lah, in my opinion lah. So that's why. So if let's say lah in future, my hope is that kalau boleh tengok in rural area pun ada industri ada industri hiliran yang boleh dibangunkan. We can see a lot of macam mungkin akan ada banyak millionaire from rural area macam tu. So tidak semestinya dari kawasan bandar saja yang boleh wujudkan potential punya individual lah.
Okay, so I diberitahu oleh Warren ada 10 minit lagi. Dhiva tak apa. This is the point of the podcast because kita nak kenal kita punya guest. So Dhiva, do you have any questions for the guest?
Okay, I think I have one. So what kind of changes you think your career now, I mean your business, can influence into your political involvement? rasanya yang this agriculture ni, if you were to influence most of the Sabahans or even Malaysians generally, how do you think it will actually benefit those people who have that stigma that we were talking about? How do you want to do it differently in future?
Wah, it's tough question. I'm not really sure in future, tapi I try to show them. Hopefully, I can show some macam example that agriculture is not. It's very important sebab it's our food security, bah. So yeah, so kalau kita tidak empower kita punya agriculture, dia akan kita tidak akan jaga kita punya food security level tu akan lemah lah. We have a lot of example, example of country yang macam so developed like Qatar for example, tapi dia 99% of their punya food supply are
it's all from exported. Yeah.
So when that happen, it's easy for other country to manipulate your country, but because you don't have enough food for your own supply. Imagine China, because I learned a lot also from my China friend, because to be honest, other than doing agriculture tanam-tanam, I imported product also from China. So what I learned from them is bila dorang mau maju, mula-mula nak maju tu, dorang bangunkan sangat-sangat dorang punya agriculture. Sebab dorang want to make sure yang dorang punya orang ada cukup food supply, and then turn out kan dorang punya agriculture tu siap boleh export lagi keluar. So it become a beneficial punya industry in China. So I believe kan we have a lot of potential because to be honest, compared to China or Japan, dorang ada 4 season. Kita ni orang bilang kan the whole year kita boleh tanam, bah. The only problem is we don't have the skills and proper technology. So I hope lah kan kalau lah in we have I can be one of the person who can decide for the policy kan. I want to make sure the policy kan really
give importance to agriculture.
Give importance to agriculture and also the people in that agriculture industry.
Sorry, I pernah dengar you cakap benda ni dah lama dah, and I read about it. You cakap pasal food security kat Malaysia. There's one because I remember baca one of this topic. And is it bad? Are we okay for food? Are we gonna macam starve? I mean, dengar macam you cakap tu macam we are not doing so well. Kita punya food security, and even my friend yang kerja bernas pun saying that Malaysia could run out of food tau kalau kita. So is it bad?
Yeah, is it bad? Is it bad? Because like for example, bernas, padi, I think we imported like I forgot, but I think it's more than 50% supply padi from beras from other country like Cambodia and Thailand. So imagine beras is kita punya makanan ruji. Kita punya makanan ruji pun kita imported like more than half percent. Yeah, and it was $1 billion, billion ringgit. I mean, imagine if we empower the padi, we can save billion ringgit to be honest. And other thing kan, for example macam dulu kami ada tanam carrot juga, tapi how to compete with China punya carrot that is cheaper and also proper packaging. So and then people starting to consider taking carrot or halia from China, for example, kan. There's nothing wrong with it, tapi how we want to have a food security yang sustainable kalau kita keep on depending on imported kan. I don't have any problem with imported products, but the only thing my concern is that if we too dependent lah to imported punya product. So one of the thing yang the biggest problem in our punya agriculture sector is that our Jabatan Pertanian, we don't have the data a proper data to agak kan, or how many farmers in this area, how many volume that they can produce, something like that lah. So when you don't have the data, you cannot macam buat satu policy yang boleh cater all the things lah. So that's the thing lah, that's the problem.
Okay. That is agak menakutkan jugalah. So to Terima kasih Syahrizal, semalam tak
I
tidur dah.
think it's more like macam kita akan jadi dependent on our neighboring countries to provide supplies for us if tak ramai orang from Malaysia themselves who is actually interested with this agriculture industry, right? That's what you're trying to say, right? Yeah,
That's one
because
thing. And also, if we don't have a proper policy in place that can make them like agriculture or sustain in agriculture.
Right.
Oh, okay. Understand. So, nampak hari ni kita kena cepat-cepat masukkan Shahrizal Denci kat dalam kerajaan supaya dia boleh buat polisi-polisi ni.
Yes, and you can see some positive changes untuk orang yang ada mentality pasal this agriculture, farming and modern plantation, you know. Actually, it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, you guys should come. The view is nice. And
I love Kundasang. I love Kundasang. Yes.
Oh.
I have my best friend lives in KK, so usually every year I make a trip, but then for the past 2 years tak boleh lagi. So hopefully soon to come and visit your farm.
Yeah, you should come.
I had a confession, I tak pernah pergi Sabah atau Sarawak.
Serious? Oh my god.
I
bring you. We climb Mount Kinabalu lah. How?
Yeah, I would love to. I've always wanted to.
Kalau nak Photoshop Mount Kinabalu kat belakang kan boleh. Kalau nak climb tu. So I rasa every time I talk to people from Sabah and Sarawak, I macam rasa bersalah because like I've been all over the world and then I never been to Sabah Sarawak.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, you know. They went to Australia, my friend kan, I said, hey, why you pass by Borneo, you never... There's a lot of wonders lah in Borneo actually. But
actually, yes.
Bukannya kita berenang di sana.
Yeah, island and Mount Kinabalu. If you went to Pulau Mantanani, wow, the place is nice.
I want to go to Bohe Dulang.
Yeah, so I
Bohe
think
Dulang, you can go in Semporna. I think it's really, really beautiful.
I know.
Underwater scene.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, but that is also one thing yang pasal COVID ni kan, because bila COVID hit, Sabah kan banyak tourism spot, so tourism must be taking a lot of hit kat sana.
Betul. Like for example in Kundasang, the homestay punya industry, dia teruk lah sekarang. Yeah, sebab dia because homestay industry ni harap kepada turis, and before this Kundasang memang turis punya attraction. So bila jadi COVID ni, memang banyaklah kawan-kawan dalam homestay tu kan. Industri memang kena teruk lah. Then there's nothing help been given to them to macam at least diorang boleh survive for
sustain,
a while lah. For sustain. I'm not trying to macam bukanlah nak minta-minta, tapi kesian lah yang homestay kecil, yang orang kampung kan, diorang kadang-kadang tempat diorang tu dah jadi tak termaintain sebab dah tak ada gas, tak ada apa kan.
Correct.
Yeah, so memang kesian lah actually industry.
Oh, okay.
Tourism has been affected quite badly, betul.
Yeah.
So itulah, tambah lagi orang-orang macam saya tak pernah pergi Sabah tu, tourism lagi teruk.
Nanti I nak ajak you naik Mount Kinabalu with me.
So jadap, tapi kalau I pergi Sabah, I kena tahu makanan dia sedap. Dekat Sabah makan apa? Aku tak pernah tahu.
Sedap. The food is good.
Yeah, the food, I think kalau macam di Sabah ni, kami honestly lah, cara kami masak tu kalau orang...
A bit different.
Yeah, a bit different. Dia macam kurang sikit rempah-rempah, tapi dia lebih kepada macam Chinese food sikit. So kalau, if you like seafood juga, sebab Sabah ni dia punya seafood memang murah lah. I bring them to hari tu pergi makan seafood, dan bila saya bayar berapa, cakap macam ni je. Tu cakap, macam ni je lah.
Banyak makan lada kan?
Banyak
makan lada.
Di sini banyak makan lada. Ya, dia suka makan spice macam tu lah, yang pedas lah. Tapi bukan yang macam kalau di Semenanjung kan banyak rempah-rempah kan.
Yalah.
Actually kalau di Semenanjung saya suka juga makan makanan yang apa tu, yang atas daun pisang.
Banana leaf.
Banana leaf. I really like banana leaf. I don't know why. Then there's one guy, Indian guy here. Dia married to the local lah here. Then he opened up a restaurant. Then previously I went there kan. I tak ingat Penang bah. So I was like makan kan, macam mau menangis lah.
banana
been a
leaf.
while, kan?
Banana leaf I suka yang bila you makan dengan the fried chicken semua.
Fried chicken, yeah,
Yes.
all the hot stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
That's nice.
that is nice. I tak pernah pergi Sabah, but I think after PKP ni I'm gonna make it a
Yeah, you should.
A must. We must.
Yeah.
What is the next step for Muda Sabah? I mean, dekat sana it's under PN kan, so the
Yeah.
idea is to topple PN lah.
Yeah, currently, now Sabah was ruled by GRS.
Gabungan Rakyat Sabah, I think.
I think so. But then they also have a lot of dia orang punya apa tu macam tidak kesefahaman lah. Kalau if you see UMNO and Bersatu kan. And then currently we've been what Muda Sabah is doing is trying to unite the opposition. So for now, I've been meeting with Datuk Sri Syafiq Abdal, Datuk Yun Song, Datuk Dewan Benedict from APCO. I want to see apa nama ni Muda Sabah become the bridge lah to everybody, to all the opposition in Sabah. Because if we want to go for election and we don't have a united opposition, then it's really hard for Sabah lah. So I really like, to be honest, when talking to Datuk Sri Syafiq Abdal, he talked about unity regardless of race and religion. So I was like inspired lah by the apa tu discussion with him. So he really want to push unity between all the political party. So yeah, so he also emphasized yang asal even though you Muda is not a local party in Sabah, but you need to have a Sabahan spirit with you lah. Understand what right for Sabahan and what you should fight for. So I think it's a good thing lah. So I hope Muda Sabah will contribute to that apa tu uniting everybody lah. If you see kan Abol, I met APCO, and to be honest kan, during the last election, APCO is the political party yang in the lowest point right now, because they only out of 12 seat they only win one. So dorang punya moral tu kan jatuh lah. So the first political party that we approach is APCO to kasih naik balik dorang punya moral. So that's what I think lah. So and also the team thing. So we went to meet APCO, we went to meet Warisan, we went to meet other political party that have the same vision to make a change lah for Sabah. So it's not easy. So it's not easy for someone like me who don't have any political background to go and ask people who already macam sudah lama dalam politik, YB, to just simply YB, can I have a discussion, something like that kan? It's not really easy lah. Yeah, but if you that's why I said just now, I learned from Syed Saddiq. He talked from the heart, so I also give
Talk
all
from your
talk
heart.
from the heart. Yeah.
Okay. Tak apa Shahrizal, we believe in you. Kita percaya kepada Shahrizal.
Yeah, basically, thank you very much for sharing your venture into agriculture, and also sharing some advice pasal agriculture, and also how some people's perception could change, and also a little bit of your insights pasal political, your interest into politics, and also how it can actually benefit and how we can make a change in the society. So basically, is there something you would like to tell that we can actually take as an advice, and also maybe it can be useful for us all in Muda for a better nation?
Kejap. Ada orang kena tembak kat belakang tu.
They're playing firecrackers, nak buat macam mana, rayakan sebulan.
Yeah, I know that. I ingat you duduk dekat somewhere macam dodgy ke.
No,
I thought ball
just
playing games.
sorry, particularly masa saya tu saya tak boleh nak macam mute because I was talking. Yeah.
It's okay. So basically the question is what is it again?
It's more like, how would you like to conclude your involvement in Muda, and also how do you think someday your involvement in being a part of Muda can make a lot of changes for the Sabah society and then slowly into nationwide?
Okay. To be honest, I believe that if you want to build a nation, we need to have a kind of like equal punya wealth lah. So I believe yang um, I talked this also to YB Sadiq and other co-founders that it is very important for us to empower juga Sabahan economically lah. I want to see Sabah to stand equal to other places in like Sarawak or Semenanjung. So I hope that MUDA and also the kawan-kawan in MUDA understand our aspiration lah. I don't ask for to take whatever is not us, but I believe that if you want to build a nation, the equivalent of wealth tu kan mesti seragam lah. Kita tak boleh lah macam Sabah sangat ketinggalan tapi Selangor maju betul kan. So,
at least like a stable structure supaya semua orang boleh have their chance to voice out and also have their chance in career wise. So basically it's more like a structure lah kan, a stable structure.
A stable structure and also a fair punya macam
judgment.
Begitulah. So there's a lot of thing yang macam Sabah ni, to be honest, even if you go to the rural area pun, you can see the kids kan, some of them are malnutrition bah. So imagine we are living in 2021 and then there is a kids in the rural area
still have malnutrition,
still have malnutrition. So this kind of thing is concerning lah in my opinion. So I hope lah kan, if you want to build this nation, we need to have a kind of like equivalent of wealth lah among the distribution of wealth tu kan seragam lah. It's not really berpusat to kawasan bandar only, but also to other states and other places in Sabah lah, to be honest.
Okay. So
thank you for sharing.
And thank you guys for listening in or watching. If you guys watching in YouTube or kalau kita letak kat Spotify, thank you for listening. And we wish, kita akan ucapkan Shahrizal Denci good luck. Semoga berjaya. And then
thank you very much.
Yes, welcome. And then do join us again next time kalau lah pilot ni pick up macam kerja network pula Dhiva. macam kita kerja network pula. Kalau pilot ni pick up then kita akan continue in the next episode lah. So we will see you guys then. So thank you everyone.
Thank you, Abol, for having me. Thank you, Dhiva.
Nice meeting you. Hope to see you in Sabah soon.
Kami muda.